All right. Hey, y'all. We are live back again. And we're with one of my very favorite TikTok creators. I will admit, my TikTok crush. If you hadn't noticed that already, that you were my TikTok crush.
Oh, was it? I didn't catch that.
You didn't get that at all? Oh my God. No, you're totally my TikTok crush. Listen, there's a lot of like cowboys on TikTok that get my attention, but the fact that you like women like me definitely caught my attention.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself really quick for everybody?
Yo, what up? I am Jay from Jay's World, now just Jordan Ray. Um, TikToker, Instagram, anything you want me to do, I can do it. So, what's up? Let's go. I think it's the catchphrase I'm supposed to be using, right? Remember?
You have a
It's like
catchphrase?
old back in the day. Yeah, I was like, let's go. Like, let's do
Oh, I mean, my catchphrase is that this is the most titillating podcast you've ever heard.
I like that. I remember you threw that on me, like, and threw it right back. Yeah, that'll work. That's good. That's good. I like it.
It totally works. So I know we've been talking for like a year and we haven't actually met.
No,
I
that's
know, it's
it's
crazy.
been over a year,
Over a
actually.
year? Probably, it might be over a year.
I mean, the event was last summer,
Mm,
so even more so than that. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's coming on. It's gonna be more than that. Yeah,
well, I'm happy we're finally doing your interview. I'm very excited.
yeah, me too. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Thanks for making time for little old me.
Yeah,
So, I always like to ask people, what do they do in their former life? Because so many people come to this from like interesting jobs and different backgrounds. And I like to talk about that because it kind of shows everyone, like anybody can kind of be a creator and like get into social media.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It's for it can be for anybody, but it's also not for everybody. If you
I
get what,
love that.
you get what I'm saying. So the thing is I don't date, I don't have relationships, I don't have girlfriends, and stuff like that because if you guys watched my Jay's World from before, Shannon didn't do too well with all of the attention I was getting and the comments that were made, and she would just sit there and read them and just dissect them, and I was like, you can't do that. I mean, I'm playing a persona, So, but anyways, I was a civil field engineer prior to this. I know what.
What is civil field engineer mean?
From civil field engineer to TikTok heartthrob. I'll take it. That's cool.
Did they know about your TikTok when you had a real job?
So when I first started doing TikTok, it was just by accident. Some guy was telling me about it, and I thought it was like musically, whatever,
Yeah, well,
like
that's what it used to be.
kids or something. And I'm like, my daughter was on it all the time, and he was like, "Man, you gotta get on this. Hilarious." And I was like, "All right." So I downloaded it, watched it. I was like, "This is like Vine, okay?" Because I had a little bit of successful Vine. So I was like, okay. So I put out a couple videos, and then my fourth video blew up. Hit a million views. And then my eighth video hit a million views. And then I just been looking back ever since then. So yeah, for someone to have like their fourth and eighth video blow up like that, like if you look at anybody like regular Joe Schmoes
Mhm.
TikTok, you're not going to see that. You're going to see like 500, 200, you know what I mean? Some low numbers, but I was blessed for that to happen. And now all the guys at work, yes, they did know about it. They knew about my TikToks. They called me TikTok. That's my nickname around here. Like anywhere, they call me, "Hey TikTok, what you doing?" That's what they call me. So they knew about it, and there was some thirst traps that I wasn't too proud of. I guess that the guys had saw, and I was like, "Sorry, but that's not for you." You're not. I'm not trying to hit that demographic. I'm trying to hit some female demographic there. Um, but yeah, they called me. I think I danced one time. My superintendent was laughing at me for dancing one time because I was on the job site doing it after hours. But the company actually. So I got reprimanded for TikToking on the clock. Right? Yeah, I was
Okay.
live. I was live streaming in a track hole. Not safe.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, idiot over here. So anyway, so they reprimanded me and they were like, hey, can't do that anymore. No more TikToking while you're on the clock. I was all right, cool. So I stopped doing that. 2 months later, one of the hiring agency or the hiring agent for that company called me. Was like, hey, is there any way we could get you to come in and consultate us on this TikTok deal? I was like,
Wow.
what do you mean? And she was like, well, we want to start a TikTok to try to help hiring and we need your expertise. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I came in, I helped him, and I told him it wasn't really gonna. You can't use it for hiring purposes unless you're doing ads and stuff like that. So I told him it probably wasn't gonna work, and it didn't. So I walked away from it. But anyways, yeah, they did know about it a little bit.
Wow. And that was a couple years ago. So I think it was before people really were like paying attention and thinking about like, oh, I shouldn't TikTok while I'm at work. I shouldn't be TikTok while I'm like driving a vehicle. Like these are things now that I think people are
Oh,
like very cautious about.
yeah, for sure. I mean, how many bands have you got? Live stream bands, yeah.
Oh, I've been banned like 10 times.
I was about to say, dude, there was like a stint there where I would go, I get my 7 day ban, and I'd come back on my 7 day, but like, yo, Jay's World, what's up? I'm back. Bam, banned again for another 7 days. I was like, I said, yo, what's up? What did I do? That's one of my biggest pet peeves with TikTok in general. It's just uh, there's you can't just do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way that's legal. I mean, Facebook doesn't do stuff like that. Instagram doesn't do just stuff like that. Snapchat, whatever. They don't ban you like that. You know, they don't let someone else, like another user, determine whether your live stream is good or not, you know, or to
Right.
par. Uh,
Right. The amount of people I have complaining about things that I cannot control, or just because like I'm not answering an inappropriate comment, it's like, come on.
yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
click a button and you're done.
yeah, and then you get worried that you maybe like someone says something inappropriate and you ignore that, and then they'll get pissed off, jump out of the live, and then report you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I feel like that happens all the time and nobody actually talks about this. It's like we have such this unique relationship with our fans and our followers, and you have to have some boundaries in like what you will and you won't talk about all the time. And people feel like they have just access to you, that you should be willing to answer everything, and that because you're going live you should be willing to talk to them in other places. That's the thing that gets me the most. I'm like, just because I'm chatting with you on a live doesn't mean that I'm going to go over to Telegram or WhatsApp and I'm going to start chatting with you. It's
Yeah,
not.
and I'm going to remember who you are. That's not going to happen. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, you remember me? I was in your live stream. There was like 700 people in that live stream.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I do remember you. You know what? I do.
But you do remember the people that are often commenting
Oh,
and like
yes. Oh, yes.
participating.
Yes. The ones that give me the most, and this is another fail on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all three of them. I have probably thousands of fake accounts.
Mm.
Like
Oh
they're
yeah. Mhm.
not me. They rip my content. They rip my page. They've used my daughter in messages. They've took my Instagram pictures with my daughter and used them in messages. I have one older lady told me that they sent her a message with my face and my everything on there, and it said that me and Chloe were on hard times and that we would really need some help if they could just send some money.
Ooh.
Like, anyways, that's one of my that's another bugaboo. But those those fake accounts, they'll jump out there and they'll tell these people something that, like, hey, I remember you in my live stream. Hey, we should hang out sometime. And then when it gets brought up, and I'm like, I didn't say that. I'm sorry, I didn't. That wasn't me. So I've been still fighting for verification, but
I I sympathize because that's tough, because you are, your dad and you're proud of being a dad and you talk about it, and yeah, like that's one of those boundaries people should respect for sure, and like don't use that in a
I mean, still my content, still my identity, do whatever, but leave my daughter out of it.
right, exactly.
I'm like
So
right now, like don't say Chloe's name, bro. Like I'll be like Eminem and like.
okay, so I have like two questions now on the dad topic. One is like, how do you kind of balance having like being a creator, and because that's like crazy hours all over the place, and like you have this like public image,
Yeah.
and then being, making time to like be a dad, because you have to do that during certain hours of the day.
Yeah. Well, so I have my daughter as much as possible, but standard every other weekend. Like I'm going to get her Thursday this week, so I can because she's out Friday. So I get her as much as possible. When I do have her, it's dad mode. She wants to shoot some TikToks together sometimes, and so I want to do that with her. But then again, my content's not like that. So I try to put those out there. And I don't want her to get discouraged because she sees a thirst trap go, 800,000 views, and then she sees the dad and daughter one go like, 2,000. You know what I mean? Flop or whatever. So I make sure that I'm very picky. Make sure they're trending. Make sure they're excuse me, sorry about that. We're good. it's the dog. It's the
Yeah.
dog. It's not me. I was pretty good. But no. So like we did that one just recently, which came. Honestly, I swear I saw this video 2 years ago when I first got on TikTok. Was where a dad was like walking across the parking lot and his daughter. Where like you just see the dad is like, oh, somebody help me find my dad. This dad, whoever this dad is, and then it flashes over to the dad like talking the girl through the camera like, oh, did you get my good side? Did you that one that I did recently with her? And I was like, all right, we'll do that one. That was a great one. I mean, we've been I think actually my manager brought that one up to do, and so we did that one and it actually done well, so thank God. I just don't want to get discouraged.
Yeah, I think that's totally accurate. Even if you look at big celebrities whose kids want to be involved, like I mean, the one that comes to mind is like Kim Kardashian. Like she has kids, they want to be on TikTok, they want to be doing things, and it's like, how do you navigate that as a parent? Because in your hometown, like you don't live in a big town, you're like in a
Right
suburb.
here now I'm in a small area. I was in Charlotte, and now I moved out to the lake in South Carolina, Camden, which is like low key. No one knows. It's like chill. The people who do know that I'm TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff famous, they don't care. So they're like most of them.
Right.
They're like what is that?
Was
Um,
the top.
okay, so the backside of that, dad being a content creator too. So what happened was I think we were at dinner 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago. Went to go eat dinner with friends, sitting at the table, and guys normally kind of try to cut on each other, and so Chloe wants to be just like daddy, so she like jumps in and cuts on me, but just little fun stuff like because I'm bald and short and whatever. Says I'm old, but I'm only 34, guys, so you know. But to her, I'm old, I guess. But we were at dinner and we're sitting there, and somehow I got on the subject of abs, my abs. And the guy was like, man, you ain't got abs. And I was like, yeah, I do have abs, sir. I have, I mean, I know I got a little bit of dab. If I'm flexing good, though, you get, and the shadows right and the filter looks good, I got abs. But my daughter chimed in and was like, oh, I know, dad. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, everybody at school saw them. And I was like, what do you mean? Well, what are you talking about? And she was like, well, we Googled, I was telling somebody you were famous and I Googled you. And when they Googled me, the fourth picture was from Twitter.
That's why you're not on Twitter anymore.
Twitter anymore. So it was basically it was like, thank God. Thank Lord that it was just me and my boxers. And I was holding little J in my hand. But other than that, uh, yeah. And so I'm like, baby, look, I'm sorry. I took it off. I reported it to Google. They took it down. Google took it down, and then I just deleted the Twitter. Um, I was like, baby, that I thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm so sorry that happened. But next time, let's not do that at dinner. Let's not bring that up in front of the friends, please, because not all of them know the depths of the of
Right.
media that I go to. So
Yeah, no, I can totally relate to that. Like some friends know, and some friends are kept kind of like, yeah, I do a lot of Instagram.
yeah,
That's what I
especially
do.
guy thing, like the guy thing, they will, they'll tear you up.
Right. But I mean, that's wild. I mean, because she
Yeah.
is old enough where I guess friends might be, they're smart enough to know, like, oh, let's just look them up. And then, yeah, that can be kind of like awkward.
I mean, I've actually used the Google lookup like as a flex a couple of times because if you Google Jordan Herring,
Oh,
which
I
is my
Googled you last night.
yeah, it pops up right, like a bunch of my stuff pops up. Um,
Yes.
Any of the TikTok stuff will not show up because you'll click on it and it'll go to my old page, which is still suspended by the way, with 1 million followers.
Sorry about that.
I worked so hard for that, man.
Sorry.
But anyways, so if you Google me, there is a UFC fighter, okay, in the UFC, like the top rank of the UFC. Like Dana White he has a contract with Dana White. His name is Jordan Herring. And if you Google Jordan Herring, you don't get the UFC fighter. You don't
Yeah.
get you get me, which is
Oh
absolutely
my
awful, freaking crazy. I was like, wait, this guy like battles in an octagon for his life and makes millions of dollars, and I'm
God.
famous. I'm bigger than he is. Like, what?
Well, you're really relatable for people. Like when I like discovered you and I was like, oh, like this is an attractive man and like, like that's of course like the hook, but then I was like, oh, he likes older women. He likes women that look like me. Like so that's really what kind of took me in because you're so like open about it. You're so just like this is what I like and what I go for and like
If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I don't care. Yeah, like
you're like really unapologetic about it, and I think more men like really need to be like that.
oh God, yeah, yeah. Honestly, it was so I didn't have the confidence and the swagger I had like 10 years ago. Like back then, I was not Jay's world. I was like what still I think still kind of discovering who I was.
Yeah.
Uh, my dad had passed away when I was dad got killed when I was 21. My real dad, sperm donor, left before I was born, and then my mom gave me up when I was 7. So the only person that actually chose for me to be in his life, uh, is gone. So it was just me, and then I have my brother. My mom's still here, but we don't really communicate with her that much. And then, but it was just kind of like me by myself. And so I had my daughter, and I was getting. I would say a lot of outside voices telling me what I should be, who I should be, what I should do, and I conformed and I did that, and because I didn't know anything else, and then kind of found my way throughout. I'm not gonna say through TikTok, but it helped. Um, the swagger, and I don't conform anymore. I don't do that. I don't really believe in the whole marriage thing and all that stuff like that. That's just me. I mean, to each his own. Everybody, as long as you're happy, then that's what matters. You as an individual, if you're happy, that's all that matters. Um, so I kind of like found myself through social media, which it helped a lot. But I do like you could thank my mom, I guess, for those for the mom, the older lady, and the big boobs. My
Oh,
Yeah, my addiction to those two things right there, hot moms and big boobs. So, but yeah, you can thank my mom for that one because she didn't breastfeed me when I was a kid. And then she left when I was younger, so now I got a mommy issues. So
right.
yeah.
Listen, we all have some kind of issue.
Oh,
We all do.
no,
Um,
yeah.
like
That's
um,
just how you deal with it. That's the big thing. Like,
but at least you've kind of figured it out. You're like, no, I kind of know what my issues are, so we're gonna work around it.
I'm not working around anything. What are you talking about? I love it. I'm gonna run with it. What are you talking about? I love my problem.
Head on, let's do this. Oh my goodness. When how old were you when you like first dated an older woman? Like, what was the age gap?
Oh man. So the first older woman I dated, I will never forget it. Um, she was 40, 48, and I was 25.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It was a random meetup. Somebody hooked us up. It's like, hey, I know this lady. She was rather wealthy. Her dad owned like a whole bunch of stuff down in one town, and so everybody knew her name and all that stuff like that. And I'd never met her before. Funny story about that. Can I say piss the bed?
Go for
Because
it.
that's what she did. We went to my local bar.
Like,
Yeah, we went to my local bar that we go to all the time. I've never been kicked out of there after like 10 years. Never been kicked out of there or cut off. She got cut off within like 2 hours being there. And so we
oh,
were using her credit card. If you get cut off, we can't use her credit card anymore. I was like, I didn't bring any money with me, so we're gonna have to go. So we go back
right.
to the house, a little house party, pass out in the bed. I wake up. I just bought like a $300 mattress topper, like 6 inch,
Yeah.
nice. She pissed on the bed.
This is why I don't drink anymore. I'm just saying.
I
This.
I have actually slowed it down a bit since like then those times I mean I would stay drunk. Now I barely drink. Maybe a beer or two a day, maybe one mixed drink. I do love rum. Do love-
Mm. Well, I also think when you live a fast life. I'll say when you're younger, by the time you get older, you're like, this doesn't appeal to me.
Kind of burnt out. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it doesn't. I learned that lesson, like, yeah, definitely like in the working world to be like, you know what, going to work with a hangover isn't any fun, and getting drunk with coworkers really isn't a good idea. And
God.
I like at one point it's just like no. When people would look at me, be like, "You don't drink?" I'm like, "No, I'm on the clock. I'm not. I know we're in party mode, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing this
No,
because
yeah,
I'm gonna like pee the bed or something. I don't know."
you know what's hilarious? My manager just mentioned this. So she was like, you're drinking at work, whatever. Do you know if I was like 21 back and I'm like come up and I was like, hey, I'm a content creator. I could just drink at work and I just do my myself would probably be like dead within a week tops because I'm like, whoa, I can drink all day every day. Let's go. And then bam, alcohol poisoning, dead. Like no, I is a firm believer of things happen for a reason. So
Yep.
I wasn't gonna get famous then because I would have killed it. I would have wrecked my life. I got famous now or famous-ish. I don't know what to call it. Infamous? No.
I guess I would call you an influencer. I mean, you got famous on TikTok pretty quickly, and then you branched out into other things.
Boom. Oh, I'm definitely an influencer. Oh, definitely. Because I do it full time. So I mean, and I make like Facebook. Facebook has been a blessing.
Really? I know Facebook is back. I feel like all of a sudden I started doing.
Oh yeah, I'm on the phone with them constantly messaging. By the way, too. So that's something like most regular average Joes using Facebook you don't know. So if you're a creator on Facebook, you have access to Facebook technical support. So I message them, they message me, and we like if we have a problem. They have not resolved one. I'll give you that. They haven't resolved one of my problems yet. But they are there. Where TikTok, you send them an email and you don't even know who the hell it goes to, or if it ends up going to TikTok or somebody. But this you actually talk to an individual, and it does work.
If you ever have a problem with Meta, I got a gal on the inside.
I need my max out. That's what I'm working on. I'm messaging him right now. I actually just messaged him before we started this live stream because they said it was going to be 24 hours and it's not. They maxed me out at 1,200.
Is this for reels? For no, your following's big enough. I feel like you should. Because I looked, because I was like, and you're growing fast on Facebook, and I just started doing the reels in November.
200K, I think.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. The amount of views I'm getting it's wild. Awesome.
What I think they're doing is, do you remember when those radio stations used to come out and they were like, hey, 94.7 gonna play all the hits with no commercials, and so they would play nonstop music all the time. You're like, shit, dude, I want to listen to this. And then they pulled that away, and then they started throwing in those commercials every once in a while. They're just trying to boost you up, they're trying to get you in there.
Yeah.
And so that's why the views are so good. That's why the money's so good. That's fine with me. I'm just gonna make the money while I can, though. You know what I mean?
You have to, and that's I feel like this is actually something good to talk about so people understand. People don't really understand how we make money as creators. Number one.
Yeah, no, they don't understand that.
No idea how you make money doing this, and also it's you kind of have to be disciplined to get to. I mean, I would say I'm not at your level, but I'm gonna get there. And
I'm gonna be on your level on the other page there.
Oh, but different level. Yes, this is true. Different level in a different place. But I feel like people don't understand how much discipline it actually does take to get here. There is kind of a formula you have to figure out. So are you comfortable kind of talking about where you make your money from?
Yeah. So I brought it up a couple of times. Some guys around here kind of try to clown it, you know what I mean? I'm an influencer. And they're like, oh, he don't really work. I'm like, bro, if you do you know how hard it has to be to be thick-skinned and not let the comment section tear you to pieces, and just obliterate your whole self-esteem? It's hard to do. And it takes practice, and it takes patience, and it takes 50 million other things to do. When I first started TikTok, they were very generous. They were very nice. You remember you borrowed my live stream and they tore your
oh my God, those women, they were coming for me. They cut me down. Oh,
this is girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even get any feedback off of that. So like, you got off the TikTok and give it back. I never got a message like, they were mad about it or nothing.
Oh
So
no.
like,
It
they
was like
never want to upset me.
it was well, and it was a good experiment because I think we both learned a lesson about from that. And like I'm sure you have men following you, but you have a mostly female audience, and then there's
About
it's
8%, yeah. Sorry, sorry, in there.
no,
Yeah,
no, no, but it's like, I mean, that was kind of, I was like, oh, that was dumb of me. I should have realized it's all women, thirsty older women, because that's the content we put out.
I mean, yeah, I guess maybe it was me just having hope in humanity that people would be decent and not be like vicious like that. I mean, like, I didn't see any of the comments. I didn't see like all that, but you told me how rude they were and stuff. I was like, I felt like my daughter had like, you know what I mean? Some of my kids have like come over and put sand in your cereal or something. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, my kids. No, no, we don't do that, guys. We don't do that. We're nice to people.
Right. Just be nice. That's kind of how I was looking at you. Just be nice. Don't be a jerk to people. But yeah, TikTok is a place definitely where I probably get the most negative comments, but I agree with you. You can't take it seriously. You can't let it like get you down. And when I kind of coach other women on like getting started on TikTok, they'll be like, how do you, even women that are, again, they've got millions of followers on like Instagram or something. They're like, how do you do this? How do you not care what people say? And I'm just like, it's business.
Yeah,
It is
that's
business. It's not personal.
It's not. I mean, honestly, the comment section, a lot of people see it as a like a, what do they call it, a focus group. You know what I mean? Like where they do like they see them as a focus group. So like they're taking their opinions and they're running with them. You can't do that. Everyone has an opinion. They're just like assholes. Everybody's got one. I mean, it's just one of those things that like you cannot put too much emphasis on something that, I mean, because some of those people are fake accounts.
Right.
Some of them people don't know you as a person. They're just making a guess. You know what I mean? Some people are talking about the fake accounts that that use my name. I had someone jump in my live stream one time. I was like, you're a scammer. You're a yeah, and just like tore me up about that. And I was like, ooh, okay. So if anybody is watching this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys how to figure out which creator is the real person and which creator is not the real person. If the creator has thousands and thousands, like 10 and plus thousand followers, that's the real one.
Yeah.
The one here that's got 200, 300, that's not the real me. Yeah, that's the guy right there. That's the one trying to scam you. That's not me. So it's hard to do. I'm trying to get the verification. Like if you get that badge, though, no questions asked. You know exactly who the hell I am.
Right.
But wait, would your girl on the inside help with the?
I mean, we can try. We can have a separate conversation about what her job is, but it's a very interesting job here.
About it later, yeah. But no, what I was going to show you was I don't know. I guess yeah. Let's do this. So what I was trying to show you was, do you see that view right there?
No, not really.
Okay, so the view counter for Facebook for the first month that I used Reels was at 1.2 million views total, right, for the month. The
When
next
did
one,
you start? When did you start? I'm curious now. Like, when did you start doing that?
let's see, it was, let me check this month because this is the second month. So this is the second month, and that's in November. So I started in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the next month, 5 million.
Like I got one and it was in the tens of thousands that it said I could potentially earn. I was like, this is nonsense. There's no way that this could happen. And you know what? It's my struggle is they have new violation standards for content monetization. So they look at me and they're like, no. This is inappropriate. You cannot make money off of Reels right now. So
you got a ban. What was your
I got a content monetization violation.
Okay, yeah. So
a number of those.
Were you like not able to make any money at all?
Yep, they just kick you out for a month and then they tell you you can.
Okay, so I got a content violation for a post, not a post, a Facebook post, a picture. And it was I didn't even create it. I was sharing someone else's. It got sent to me and I'm like, dude, this is hilarious. So I posted it. When I posted it, it was a girl having relations outside of one of those plastic houses that the kids play in.
Oh,
hanging out the window and like, you know what I mean? And so like the guy was like coming out the chimney. It was hilarious. And
nope.
and they banned that picture, and then I got a basically they told me they shadow banned me. They were like, hey, we're gonna limit how many views.
Ooh.
And I was like, whoa, I didn't know you were gonna tell us you're gonna shadow ban us. That's good, at least. You know what I mean? So when your views are low, your views are low. That has nothing to do with Facebook.
Wow.
And they tell you you're shadow banned.
I feel like there's so much we could give like a whole social media lesson for people together. It is ridiculous. But if you guys haven't picked up on it, part of the way that we make money is through the reels, and we get a bonus, they call it, based on the amount of views we get. So if we're shadow banned or our views go down, we make less money. But the earning potential for this for us is thousands of dollars every month. So this is what motivates us to put out content.
Oh, yeah. But here's the backside of that too. I was trying to tell Facebook that or message them and let them know that their max is if y'all guys don't know, I got a brief little view of it for 20 minutes. It popped up and said your maximum is this number, and I was like, it's $35,000 a month is the max. $35,000 a month is you can make off reels. And so I told him, I said, look, I tried to tell TikTok this. I told him, I wish some damn emails would hush. But I told TikTok, I said, look, I may not hit that 35,000, but I should have the chance to. Because if you're limiting me at 1,200, I stop putting out content after 5 days because I've maxed out. 5 days of the month.
But
Like I don't want to post anymore because it doesn't make it.
It shouldn't be though that 1 month it's 1,200 and the next month you can earn 35,000. Like that's ridiculous. Like there's
once you get to that level, that's where you're at. That's what I would say.
Right. There should be some sort of understanding for us as creators to be like, the more followers you're gaining, the more is your earning potential. And there should be something for us to like wrap our heads around. But I was like, really? 35,000? Because I saw the same thing happen. It was like, this is like wild. And then content monetization violations started happening. It was like, oh, okay, I'm not violating.
Yeah, was not far. That little shadow ban they gave me was not long after that. So I think it's definitely not a coincidence. It just happened. But I mean, it is a coincidence. It just happened, but it's for real bad timing. And so every time that I get on I don't know, was it business creator help or whatever it is, the chat that you get on with them, they automatically, after they like talk to me for about two messages, they're like, oh, by the way, congratulations on your success on your TikTok. I mean, on your Facebook. Congratulations on all your views. Congratulations on all your followers, all this. And I'm like, well, if you like it so much, you should let me make the full amount. Right. But yeah, it just takes my incentive away to put content out. So I'll still put stuff out on TikTok. And maybe you know this, not because I haven't figured it out yet. Is Instagram separate from Facebook when it comes to bonuses?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Okay, so that right there makes it $70,000. That's we could potentially make. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, I know that Charlie D'Amelio and those people, they don't even like have to do anything. No. You know what I mean? Like they could just
built it, and it's just on autopilot now too.
Yeah, 1 million views for doing. Hold on.
I know.
Right there, like you know what I mean.
No, but it's crazy because I think people think influencers. You think of people like that. You think of people that have millions and millions of followers, and people don't realize, like there's an opportunity for people like you and me, this like mid-level, to be like, hey, yeah, no, you can be a little celebrity. You can be an influencer. You can make a 6-figure income, like doing this for a living, not work a regular job if that's what you want to do. Like there's pros and cons to it for sure. But
something positive about yourself that you probably didn't think of?
What?
You want to hear something positive about yourself as an influencer that you didn't think of? My manager told me this.
There were things, it's like when I think back to like a corporate job, there were things there's like, like having like health benefits through a company, like, oh, right. Things like that I had to kind of adjust to. And like having a 401k through a company, like those were things where it's like you know what I mean? It's like
I'm just waiting for TikTok to put out the 401 talk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Influencer, if they gave us like a retirement savings as creators, that'd be amazing. Give me some stock.
We need to start a company. We need to start a company that offers 401ks to influencers.
Yes. That would be amazing. Because these were the things that I had to figure out where I was like, oh, right. I don't have a normal job anymore.
Yeah. What about insurance? What about? Oh my God,
Oh
I got to get.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, let me call Facebook and see if they're going to pay for this doctor visit. No.
All right, I'm gonna tell my friend at Meta, be like, this is a big idea we got right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna take off. I promise you.
Do you
No,
want us to be loyal to Meta for life? Like this
I,
is
I'll get Meta tattooed across the chest, bro. I don't care. Like, I'll do it. I don't care. I'll
oh
put
my
a
god, you have to come to Austin and I'll like get you guys together in person. Oh my goodness. We would be fascinated talking to you.
What I was saying was creator. Okay, so as a creator, do you know what we are?
Mm-hmm.
We are
Wait.
modern day artists. I'm- It, it is like that. I promise you. I mean, no one does. They don't do paintings anymore. They do videography. I mean, they do, those types of things. So we are somewhat, I would say, more of a Picasso, like a little bit abstract, off the wall there. But yeah, we're modern day kind of like artists.
Oh
Uh,
my god, I do have a friend who he refers to it as my art. This is my art that I do.
I'm gonna stop saying content, and I'm gonna start saying art. This is my masterpiece here.
Well, I mean, if NFTs are art and those are nonsense, then
Oh my
yeah, like
God. I don't even understand that crap, man. I'm sorry, my chair's wicked.
I don't either, and I'm already over it.
Yeah.
I'm interested in technology, but that stuff I'm like, I don't think this
I
is for
jumped in the cryptos a little bit. Cryptos I played with, but
yeah.
nah. I took a bad advice and put a lot of money in XRP. It went up 7%, but 7% from zero is still nothing.
Yeah, like crypto is a whole world, and I'm just like, I also try. I was like, let me try this out. I'll put like $2,000 into it, and
It's gone, right?
this is like way too risky for me, and we're not going to do that anymore. But I do, yeah. I definitely know a lot of crypto bros, is what I'll call them.
That's a good one. I like that.
Crypto bro, you know the type of people I'm talking about. They made like billions in Bitcoin, and now they got flashy cars and all sorts of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah. You see the new 4K camera back there?
Oh, oh, look at you up in your game.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it legit. No.
At home right now, or is this like, are you at a shoot?
Office.
Okay.
Well, upstairs, this is my house, but I mean, it's the studio, like the
Your office, yes. I
yeah,
understand what you're
upstairs
saying.
office, yes, in-house office, I guess. Whatever.
I understand. You got to do it. You got to make space to
Yeah,
create.
I was doing the basement. I've done it everywhere in this house, but I like the basement. Basement has a pool table, kind of like a man cave and all that stuff. I
My
wish you.
pool table content is it's pretty impressive.
What is it?
Pool table content. I've got a few.
Oh,
A few
the
videos.
8 pocket.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know, we need good lighting. That's the thing. It's like you need good lighting to do what we do. So
yeah. I've got lights everywhere in this motherfucker.
yeah, exactly.
All these ceiling lights have been replaced to LEDs too, so that way, no matter where you're at, you got good angles, good lighting, everything's good to go. You got to make it look right.
If I showed you my set, like my laptop right now is on a kitchen stool. That is my setup right now.
Actually, you know what? It's not as fancy as it seems.
It's not. You make work what you have. You
This
know
is
what
a
I mean?
shower curtain that I'm using for a desk cover. So
Life on the inside. People never get to see
a
this
little
part.
insert you ever see this gray thing? It's a shower curtain.
It's okay. You sheets as backdrops. You do
No,
just.
I honestly do have an awesome manager, so I don't have to worry about half of that crap.
Oh, really?
April is my manager slash best friend. You've seen her in a few
Yes.
pictures. She's actually emailed you a couple times.
Oh goodness! If she's emailed me, then that's a
yeah. So 'cause
it.
that was a bit much. I get it. I flaked. I get it. I messed up, but honestly, it was a lot of pressure. And at the time, you guys had no idea. So, oh wait, are we in time? Are we still getting time?
We're still live. We can keep going. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So during that time, I had ED, and I didn't want to tell anybody because I was taking this stuff called Propecia.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Air, yeah. And so the number one side effect from that is ED. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm good, bro. Like I got plenty of that. I'm all right. I don't worry about that. I'm telling you right now, there was probably 17 to like 5 million articles where guys are saying, I don't care if you've got more testosterone than a bear, don't do it. And
Right.
I was like, man, nah, I'm good. And I took it, and then it happened. And so there for about 3 to 4 months, I had just no drive, no care about it at all. I'll say right now, one of the biggest regrets I've had in the last year is missing out on that. That would have been awesome. And you were here, you were in Charlotte, man. I've been dying to get to know you. Sorry. Uh, but
Maybe
yeah,
I'll come
like,
back.
damn it, dude, that lady was just that lady. I didn't want to tell y'all, you know what I mean? That's like I felt like
No, no,
bull.
it's just
And
uh
she tore me up, bro. Like I was like,
it was unprofessional. I will absolutely agree. It was completely unprofessional. And the
yeah,
lesson I learned from that experience is that just because you work with somebody a couple times, it
yeah,
doesn't mean that you can 100% vouch for them. You think you know somebody, you think that after a couple months of talking to somebody and working with somebody that they are, that you can trust them. And that's not always the case. I feel like it
yeah.
takes a couple years actually to like make sure people are who they say they are.
Yeah. Well, that I mean, I'm not a flake guy, man. I just cannot do it. I got friends that do that all the time, and I clown them about it. The thing is that one instance, that time that happened. I've been to Nashville every time I've been asked to Nashville. I've been to anywhere they ask me to go, I go, and I'm there with bells on. I'm ready to go, and I'm fucking Jay's World up, and I'm ready to go. But I was worried. I was scared, dude. To be honest with you, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I am a confident dude. I was scared that it wasn't gonna work. You know what I mean? Like, and then I was gonna be like,
Oh, and then the pressure of these ladies. So
yeah.
if people,
And
you
so
probably have no idea what we're talking about. So I put together like a little house party, and then I invited Jay and went out to North Carolina. And he's finally telling me the truth right now of why he decided that he could not attend. And some of the ladies at the party were a little disappointed because I talked up this like gorgeous TikTok guy. And one of them gave him a piece of her mind in a very unprofessional way. I no longer work with this person, by the way, because it just kept going like downhill, to be honest.
but she also told me that I would never work in this business.
But that's not true. That's not true.
So I'm still working in this business, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It
No,
is,
I mean,
you got to be
her
careful.
feelings. I get it. Look, if I would have put all my eggs in this basket, she wanted TikTok clout. I know it. I know
Yep.
it. Did. She wants some TikTok clout, and she wanted to grow her TikTok. I want to grow my own. So I get it. We were both trying to use each other, and I would not have went about it that way. If she bailed out, I'm used to it now. People bail out all the time.
Yep.
Co-stars are the most flakers of the world. They're like, oh yeah, I'm down. Let's do this. I'm like, all right, bet. Pull up at like 7 o'clock on a Friday, whatever. Let's do this.
Yep.
And then I won't hear anything until like I feel like the creeper here because I'm like, hey, are you alive? Like, is everything okay? Like,
Yep.
you're gone. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I just I'm not. That's not me. I'm not that guy. I'm not that person.
Ugh.
You were that person last week
Right.
when you
There
need food for your kids. You know what I mean, or whatever. But okay, that's fine. Whatever.
I get it. Things happen, right? Like shit happens. You got to cancel at times, and it's there. There's
My
stuff.
apologies to you and the other ladies. I'm telling you right now, you guys have a free weekend at the lake house here in Camden. If you want, you and the other two ladies, not
Oh no, she
yeah.
doesn't. Okay, I will put that out there because I was actually I
I
was
mean,
like,
it's going to be lit. It's normally lit around here. We got drinks. We got, I know you don't drink, but I don't drink either. So me and you can be sober together and do some other things, some other fun activities. But um, we have like more than enough beds in this house. We probably have one, two,
okay,
three, four, five,
I
six,
will I will
seven.
take this under consideration because I
I'm
definitely
on water, so right there, you could go jump in the lake out my back door. So
I do like lakes. I will say, but yeah, I appreciate the invitation. It's very nice of you. It's
get up. You know what I'm saying?
it is hard to meet people that you want to like create content with, and also, and I look at it as like across everything, like not just one platform. Like if I'm working with you, I want to make stuff for like everything to put
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
The
I
most
mean, normally I start on TikTok and then because I'm just familiar with that studio, that creator tool.
mhm.
So I'll use that and then I'll modify it a little bit and bring it over. But that one video will go on all platforms. So like if you see something on TikTok, you're gonna see it on Facebook. And I got this. Oh, I don't know if you want to try this or not. I got this little trick. So what I've thought about it. So when you wake up in the morning, your alarm clock's going off, right? What do you do? The first thing you do is you're gonna grab your phone, right?
Yep.
Okay. And depending on how busy you are that morning, whether you're going to scroll through, maybe look at Facebook real quick, or maybe scroll through TikTok, get a couple laughs or whatever. So what I do is I got my alarm clock set for 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'll post
Right.
platforms. So when they wake up in the morning, the first thing that they're getting is bam, I'm right there
Yep.
in the face. All platforms too. So if I share it on Facebook and then share it on Instagram, it'll recommend it on Facebook through Instagram, and it'll recommend it for Facebook on Instagram. Like it'll cross. So you'll get it on there twice as an ad, I guess, or whatever it is.
So do you do this every morning? Well, I mean, you're up late now.
Yeah, I am up late, but I just want to make sure at 4 o'clock that's when I'm posting it because 5 o'clock some people are already awake, but I'm on the Eastern Seaboard, so you know, let's see, if it's 5 o'clock here, it's like what, eight? Nope, I'm sorry, 3 in the morning. What is it there for you? How many hours are behind?
You and I are an hour difference in Texas.
1 hour. Okay,
1
yeah.
hour. Then West Coast is 3 hours for you.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so like, if I'm doing 5 here, then it's 2 over there, and people are
Yep.
either just going to bed or whatever, but it's still like that's my sweet spot. So I've been trying that. But
Interesting. Like I always tell people like you should post at peak times. Here's like a reference where you can find peak times and try to communicate that to people and be like, you got to post like 3 to 5 times a day and all this. But I've never heard somebody say no every day at 4 a.m. This is when I post. This is like insider secrets.
I don't post every day at 4 o'clock. If I don't have anything to post, I'll just go back to sleep. But if if I have something to post, then I'll put it on there. Just due to the fact that like I don't post every single day because of the where they're putting me in a box. I'm telling you right now, if they put me at that 35,000, boy, you're gonna get some reels of me taking my shoes off. You're gonna get some reels of like, I mean, I don't care. Me turn a lamp on and off.
Oh my God, the amount of boring things I do on social media. People are like, what do you do? I'm like, I cook, I clean, I do yoga, I do boring things.
Yeah.
People
Like that's what
they love it.
the best comeback for that. So it was like, oh, what do you do on TikTok? I'm like, I'm just fucking hilarious. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just really fucking funny. But no.
You know what? I think that's a big point to make to people too, because people are like, well, how is it that you're so good at this? And it's like how you look obviously helps, but having a sense of humor and a personality is really the secret sauce.
No. I mean, shoot, it's definitely an attitude. It's definitely a persona. Like what I mean, like you got to put that influencer hat on, I guess, or whatever you could say. But so to bring it down for a second, I would bring it like sentimental for a second. But so the thing is, like Cole, I don't know if you know Cole Swindell, country music.
Country music.
Yeah,
I don't know that person.
So Cole Swindell is a country music singer. Actually, you know Island King 7, don't you? My friend Chris Marine, no? He's on TikTok.
Oh, is this a TikToker? No.
No, okay, shoot. Okay, anyways, they say they look.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I got you. But anyways, he wrote this. He went to go get recording artists, right? Cole Swindell went to go sign a contract with Columbia Records.
Oh wow!
And, so he flew up there and he drove there. He got there and he signed the papers. He gets in the vehicle and he's driving home and he calls his dad. He's like, Dad, I don't know if I'm gonna make it home in time. I'm gonna be touring, blah blah blah. He's like, I signed a contract with Columbia, and his dad was so excited and pumped and stuff. So, but what ended up happening was that his dad passed away before he got back off tour. So his dad never really got to see him get famous, and his dad was the one that taught him how to play guitar. You know what I mean? So it was like real sentimental. So my story is very similar to that. So my dad taught me how to be funny. He was always cutting on people, always joking. He was, if he wasn't sending attention, he was pissed. You know what I mean? Like he was going to get your attention one way or the other. He had all these little quirky dad jokes, all these little, things that he would do constantly. And I mimicked that because I wanted to be that guy so bad when I was a kid. Like he was a hero. He had saved me from all that bull crap before. And so, and my dad passed away when I was 21. My TikTok fame, when it came, like when I was 25. So he never got to see me It was more like 26, yeah. But he never got to see what I did with what he taught me. So it kind of sucked. But Cole Swindell put out a song about that, and it was like, "You should be here. You should look it up. I'll send it to you. It's a good song." But it mimics very similar to my dad, the way my dad was. So like, it sucks, but it's good. I'm glad. The best thing I've ever heard was a little girl that I met in Nashville was upset. No, let's see. I'm not so upset. She was upset for not seeing me, and then I met her in Nashville,
Oh,
and her aunt was with her, and I'm friends with her aunt just through TikTok and stuff. She's one of my moderators. And I think it was about 2 months ago. She messaged me. Her aunt did, and said, "Jordan, she her niece had passed away, and she was terminally ill, and she had passed away, and she was like, Jordan, I just want to tell you right now, the only thing that she wanted me to tell anybody was me to tell you that you were the only thing that kept her going for a long time. Like it was like me making her laugh. She would sit there and watch her TikToks, my TikToks, and laugh and just enjoy, to
yeah.
think that chemo and I mean, honestly, man, that stuff is rough. Uh, April's a cancer survivor, and she also used to do the same thing. She would be in chemo and she would get these shots in her stomach, and it would just be a painful thing. And she'd be sitting there watching my TikTok, laughing the whole time. She said it was just a huge blessing. That's why I do that. That right there. Those two. If I right now, if you took all my fame away and I'm nothing, nobody, I I was succeed. I was successful just because
I
of those.
love hearing these stories, and I definitely think this is one of the things that people don't realize about being an influencer is that you have such an impact on some people in ways that you would never imagine and you would never think until somebody tells you. And like, I have my own versions of stories. They're definitely not as heartfelt as yours, but
I had a single tear coming out there, but I had to fight it back. I was like,
no, but it's in my former life I used to work with breast cancer survivors and Make a Wish kids and all of that, and yeah, like working with celebrities and doing basically cause marketing. Yeah, exactly. So like,
Make a wish.
yeah, the love Kai. I know. Oh, we should talk about this, but that's what I used to do in my former life. I used to do cause marketing, and the the stories I would hear from families about how one moment of meeting the person they wanted to meet, like what that meant to them. And or like, oh, like this person wore a breast cancer t-shirt and I used that to help tell my kids that like I had breast cancer. And like, so you never know how you're impacting people's lives. And it's such a powerful, powerful thing. And it's almost like this side effect of what we do, right? Like it's
It's the runoff, or the, you know what I mean, like it's the and then that runoff or that residual, that leftover, it's what you're fighting after, anyways. You know what I mean? Like you didn't realize it until you got it, and then you're like, wait a minute, I want to do more of that. I want to do some more of that stuff. Like
yeah.
yes, I love hot moms. Yes, I love boobs. I like making people happy.
Right. You want to make people smile. That's what I
That's
want
my
to say.
main goal here. Yeah.
I just want to make you smile and I want to make you laugh. And that is definitely a motivating factor for me to do this. The thing that I hear from men that has really kind of touched me and I never realized it was I've heard a few people, at least a few people say, like, you've helped my wife feel more confident about how they look because she looks like you in your body. And she like, where can I buy this lingerie or this outfit that you're wearing? Because I want to buy it for my wife because she saw you and was like, oh my God, look at that person. And I was like, oh, that's real sweet.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. I tried to do that a little bit too, try to boost up maybe some guys that aren't feeling real, confident or cocky or whatever. Maybe you know what, I need to write that down. Maybe do something like that and try to help them out. I did last year, 2 years ago. I did a bald guy summer. I think of what it was or whatever. Like, how some guys try to like hide the fact that they don't have hair. They wear a hat all the time.
Bald
I
as
but not everybody does. You know what I mean? Like that's not one of the number one epidemic like that on a guy, like
I'm
those ED and
more
then
concerned about the hair on your face. Like you have to have a beard.
I don't
Like
know.
that's my thing. Like bald is fine, just have a beard.
What is this word? Beard.
I love beard. I love
Beard.
beard.
I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But I can grow a phenomenal beard, thank God. But no, yeah, nothing on top though. You know.
No, you look great. You don't need hair on your top of your head. You're
No, do
fine.
you want to know? Oh, little inside information. My hairline is tattooed.
Why'd you do that? To make
What?
it
Yeah,
sorry.
it's so like right up in here. If you see, you can't even see it on the dang
I
screen.
can kind of see. I can see a line, but it's very
Faint.
subtle.
Yeah, and so like my widow's peak went way back here, and my top up here was completely gone. And so it's called SMP, and they just go in and they do a little. It's a light tattooing because your scalp retains more. Like it takes in more stuff, so it's like real tight. It doesn't hurt that much.
Interesting.
It took 3 sessions, $1,500, and I've got a constant boxed in hairline. I like. And then I
Well,
got
these are things you should tell men, honestly, because again, like you're young, and I know
yeah, a
you're
guy just got my inbox the other day and asked me about, hey man, did you get SMP or whatever? I heard you got SMP. How did it work? Blah blah blah. And I gave him all the information. The next week, my man was like, dude, my SMP looked great. Thank you for all the help. So you know what I mean? I was like, oh hell yeah, like that's what's up. I gotta get my barber, Barber Matthew Barbershop. Gotta give them a shout out because they those are the peeps that did it. And I had no idea about it. I had nothing like no research.
you don't know till somebody tells you the different things that you could do. Oh my God. I feel like we could keep talking forever, but we do have to go make our special bonus feature interview.
Yeah. No, I was kidding.
No. Keep it on for a few more minutes. Thank you so much for being on TikTok. You should definitely come back sometime and tell everybody where you want them to go follow you now.
Everywhere. Just follow me. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No,
have your Instagram scrolling underneath.
Yeah, I see that. I like that. That's pretty like a beaker. Like top news this morning. Jay's World's on live stream. No, all right. So go on Instagram. It's just underscore Jordan Ray. Same thing on let's see, TikTok, and same thing on Snapchat I think that's what same thing. I've had to change them all. They used to be just Jay's World, and Jay's World's no more. So we got to Jordan Ray now. And then go get me on Facebook, man. That's where it's at. So I'm gonna put everything. You get pictures, you get video reels, you get to know what I'm doing all the time. Yeah, if you want to follow me, that's where to do it. So Facebook, Jordan Herring, and it's the one with 200,000 followers, not the one with 20.
Okay, well, thank you. Make sure that you links in our bios to go watch the special bonus feature that we're about to do next.
Oh.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah.